What's going on, guys? Going for a little ride this morning. Out in the country. A nice foggy video today. Foggy. So I watched a couple videos last night. Woke up after I took a nap and saw HBR's videos and go over to the speed shop and find Cleco gun and some Clecos, and saw Mr. Shoe's video. Tommy, I'm sorry if I used a poor choice of words there. I didn't mean anything by it. I was just trying to I don't know, tell you that that's not the fast way to do things. Maybe that's why you're having a hard time with the mud work. That's more of a finishing tool. You know, if you want to use a longboard like that, I mean, that's sort of like if you want to go to 80, you know, you use that. But for rough cutting the Bondo, I was just trying to tell you that Bondo eater's just quicker. You know, you got to be careful what I say, I guess, you know. I mean, it used to be a lot worse. Every other word used to be a bad one. I'm working on it, man. Didn't mean to offend you, and it wasn't, you know, it was just a slang, you know, just a saying, so. Didn't mean to make you mad. There was no, you know, whatever. Get you a Bondo hog, try it out. You'll won't be using that straight line sander much anymore. You know, once you work on commission, you learn how to do stuff a little quicker, I guess. And I guess some of my methods are, you know, just the product of working on commission for so many years. Sorry about that. Sony 2-inch camera stand failed. But anyway, what I was trying to tell you is a lot of the techniques I use is because, you know, when you're on a labor hour, you work a little quicker and you find the fastest way to get it done. It still has to be good quality, you know. You can't turn shit out at a dealership, so, you know, you rough it in with that, you get your general shape, you know, it comes quick. And you're not spending so much time finessing it, you know, the hard way. You know, I learned those tricks from watching guys that were turning hours, you know, and the only way you turn hours in a dealership is to turn out good work. They're not going to continue to give you more work if you're butchering cars. So if you're getting 150, 120, 130 hours, 200 hours a week, like I showed you the pay slips, chances are, you know, you're doing a decent job on the car and your work's not that bad. So when I show you something, I mean, it's just a method that I've used and it works for me, and it doesn't mean that it's going to work for you or you're even going to like it. But I'm not trying to single anybody out. I'm just trying to make it faster for you guys and you know, let you learn by my mistakes. I'm thinking I got a flat tire, but we're going to turn it around and head it to the ranch and see how good that aluminum holds up. Going to buy a car today for Andrea, a little wreck, I think, you know. We talked about it on the phone with a guy, and me and Gaten are supposed to go pick it up today, see how that goes, take the camera with us. It's a little Hyundai. It's hit the front. The fender needs some suspension work, so that'll be cool. And yeah, I just want to make that little bit this morning because you know, I always seem to make people mad no matter how hard I try not to. And I don't know, we're just having a good time joking around out there, and you know, I didn't mean for anybody to get caught up in the joke. So some other people have asked me about those Bondo eaters, 2 265 Chevy. I don't know if you have one of those auto body times. There's one on sale in there, and there's one on my website, I think, if Adam put it up there. There's a couple different models. There was an Astra for like it's usually $179. I think it was $139 or something on sale, or $125 or something like that. You have to get with Andrew and ask her. But and then there was the National Detroit, which is the better quality brand, and it was $279. And, the one I have personally, I bought off the Matco tool truck. Hello. Hey. No, you got me the clear that I got. I think I'm good. Well, the primer shouldn't feel full. You're probably picking up the 150 sealer. I think I have a primer in my truck. I'll have to check, but I think I have a flat tire, so I'm just trying to help it back home on my flat. So, yeah, I mean, I might need a reducer. If I need anything, it'll be a reducer, you know, if you sold the one that's on the shelf there, so. Alright. Yeah, as long as, you know, you can make my paint for that Hyundai, so I can paint that this weekend. Alrighty, sounds good. Alright, bye. Alright, bye. Alrighty. Let's get my order in. My material order. Yep. So maybe we'll see a video from Tom today. He drove all night. And back. I guess it's only 1,000 miles to his house. 1,001 miles from his house to my house. And that's one thing about that Bondo heater, it will wear you out. I ran that thing while he was here for a full day, and I don't know, something's going on up there. It pulls on my screws. So that's one of those tools that's hard to use still. But that and a buffer will tear you up. The other thing good about a Bondo heater is you can strip panels with it. It has an oscillating action like a DA, so it doesn't put heat in the panel. I know a lot of guys will take their buffer and they'll put a stripping pad on it. And even if you slow the RPM down, you know, you still have a continuous circular motion, and it tends to put heat in the panel. And also works the sandpaper in one spot. And with the Bondo heater, it oscillates like a DA. It has an orbital action, so it tends not to put as much heat in the panel. And it really makes a pretty straight panel for roughing in stuff. I know Pisser uses it to rough stuff in, and he liked his, but it's got an 8-inch pad on it, man. It's 8 inches flat, you know. A block in your hand is only 2 inches wide and maybe this long. And that's the other problem with an airfoil. In a collision situation, you know, usually you're not fixing a dent any bigger than your hand. And maybe a pillar or a sill panel where you put a quarter panel on. But it's just not a popular tool in the collision industry, you know, per se. More so in the restoration business, I guess, you know. And you can almost eliminate it with the use of a hand block, you know, because you get a block it anyway with the Durablocks you use. And, you know, you knock it down with a 36 on the Bondo heater, you go to 80 grit with the block, long block, and, you know, take the little bit of wave that's in it out. You just don't cut it all the way, you know, just leave it a little bit, and then cut it with the 80 grit. Then you can block it with 180, and then you know, I like to go over it with some 320 and then prime it, and you're pretty much there. You know, you won't have to prime it and block it, prime it and block it. Gets it pretty flat. So it's just using the tools in combination to just make things a lot quicker for Bondo work. And Bondo work can get pretty frustrating, you know. It's one of those things, you put it on, you take it off, you put it on, you take it off, and the guys that are good at it, you know, you watch them and they can get it in one wipe, maybe two, and that's you know, I sort of learned from those guys, so that's what I'm looking for. If I got to wipe it more than twice, then I made a mistake somewhere. So the other thing is, somebody asked me about the Bondo, the consistency of the Bondo, and the better Bondos are always thinner in consistency like that and easier to spread. So that's the issue with the Bondo. That's why it spreads like that. That's how it self-levels. It's a little on the thinner than the normal Bondo would be, you know. There's a cat there. Not my cat, though. The black cat is definitely gone. Down a cat now. So anyway, like I was saying, that was Matrix Bondo, and it's not thinned. That's the premium Bondo. They do have a Bondo that's more consistent, like Z-Grip. You know, it's a cheaper Bondo, but I don't care to use that. I like it to spread real easy like that, because that's how you eliminate the pen holes and all the air pockets. And plus, it when it's thin like that, it almost lays out like paint, and it has a leveling process where it sort of, you know, shrinks to the panel, and it makes it much flatter and much easier to sand. Now, I did notice Matt said that he said that it clogged his paper up at first, but then sanded fine. And when I was doing that Hyundai back there on the passenger side quarter, when I went over to spread it, I didn't put enough hardener in the Bondo, and it was very hard to sand. It clogged my paper. So if you're having a clog in the paper issue, you need to add more hardener to it. That is the problem. When it gets sticky like that, you're not using enough hardener. So that's something that you got to get, you know, familiar with. I think that stuff takes a little more hardener than you know, the cheaper Bondo. It has a much a wider window to spread it too. It doesn't dry as fast. Tom was noticing how long it spreaded. Or I'm sure that's not a word that I just used, but the spread time seemed to be longer. You got a bigger window there. That's a little better. Choice of words, Tommy. It's everything, man. And you know, that's the Turbo Cobra likes the Quantum 1, because it has a large repair hardener and a slow hardener, and it gives you the ability to work the panel, where the cheaper Bondo gets hard on you and you're trying to spread it and get it laid out right, and you get all those clumps and stuff in it. And you know, every time you got those clumps and the big, you know, stuff that you have to knock down, it's hard on the paper for one thing, and it's hard to get it flat. So you want to try to wipe it tight, you know, as possible. And the tighter you wipe it and the tighter you keep it to the panel, the easier it is to finish it and get it sanded down. You can also take the spreader as it's kicking, you know, and cut the lines out of it. Tom was watching me do that, and he'd never seen that before. And you got to have a clean spreader, of course, but you know, when you spread and you get the lines in between where you spread, you just take the spreader and you can cut those flat when the Bondo gets just right. Cheese grater is a good idea, you know, if you're roughing in a real rough area. You can have some issues with it sticking, you know, when you use a cheese grater. So that's the only reason I don't, you know, like to use those. I like to at least put a scratch back in it. But other than that, I just wanted to make that short video, and I'll do the country video another time, because I feel this tire going flat over here on the big pickup truck. So I want to get all the way out into the country there. Yeah, that baby's low. So I'll do a nature video maybe tomorrow, Saturday. Grass is turning green here, and that's not good. That means you're gonna have to get the mower out. And everything's greening up. Too much rain. It's misting right now. So Alright guys, we're going to get on the Volkswagen again today. I started welding it, and last night the one side's just a nightmare on the post that was hit. And hopefully it doesn't continue to be one. The driver's side's looking real good. I'll get some video of that hammer and dolly on the good side, of course, because I'm having to fight this side. So got a couple spot welds here I got to grind down, and I'm trying to get the carnage folded back over. I did get the body partially attached there, so I'm going to cut this off this morning and we'll mount the door back up and see if I need to shoot myself or not. So that's where we're at on that. And I got to get all the materials and stuff put up. Got a new cup for my starting line finally came in the mail. Had to special order that puppy, man. Be careful with your starting line cups. They're very hard to get. And I was going to show you guys this. Tom thought this was pretty cool. These are bags for your cups. So if you don't want to get your any paint on your gun, you can put these in. They got a little lock that locks down in the bottom there, and you just pull that out when you're done and zip lock the baggie shut and throw it in the trash. Pretty cool idea. I mean, it's old, but you're not using the PPS cups. It's another way to eliminate getting your cup all stained up there. I'm sure they still sell them. Here's the bag right here. This is a little doodads that pop down in the bottom there. Here's the stick that puts them in, and these are the bags right here. So sold by DeVelvis. So yep, that's what we're doing, and we'll get back at you. It's Friday, and yeah, everything might get cut short. Everything's subject to change as soon as Caden calls. So hopefully he'll be calling real soon, because 6 miles to the gallon's not really good when the gas is $5 a gallon. So that can become a real problem real quick. So I don't know, maybe we just got to work on our cars and not drive them, just keep them in the garage and look at stuff. So all right, let me grab the Breakfast of Champions here and go inside, and I'll upload this.